Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold-out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now. 6 yards. Number 53. Mike 53.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And this is caught at the 8. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Third and goal, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's got it. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now here's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded at the 27. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Ready? 53 is the mic. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Now Jackson on 1st down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Come on, set. And ring. Set 53. Hey, we heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the 1st. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
I got you. Slam, slam, slam. Switch, stay 43. Right color. That's
Now Mahomes. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Running on first down with Ware. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 41, Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. This is taken around the 12. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0. But the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Well, there was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll run it now out of the gun. Stays on his feet. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Well, as an offense, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 13. Then he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Check 53, Mike. I got it.
Jackson on first down. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Coming to you, coming to you.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7. Yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
AFC title game, 2nd quarter action. 2 minutes to play. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will make our score 9-0. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, what, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
We got right coming, right coming. Watch out, watch out. Get in the way.
from the gun, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Attack, attack!
Shoot!
Yellow, yellow!
Go, go, go!
Attack!
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, one more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Play.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That goes for a Chiefs' 1st down, 14 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
43.
Bravo!
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check nine. We got it.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Yellow.
From the 40 now on second down. Mahomes, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is. Two sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18, and he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long, and an alley to run. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy, make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Jackson throwing again. And he comes back with one complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you?
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Mahomes picked by his ex-teammate Marcus Peters. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Mike, number 15. 53, Mike 53. Come to block.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because they'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
What is that? Mike 56, right there, 56. Too little, cut.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That one goes for 30 yards. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Mahomes now on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defense.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. From the 22, Jackson looking middle, and that's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 22. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. They go play action here on first down, eluding the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Mahomes going to throw. Looking sideline, and that's caught by Watkins. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20. They have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.